Hey guys, we're back for our third video and we're going to be talking about zero and negative exponents. So before we learned with positive exponents, now we're just going to be dealing with zero, which we touched on briefly. So anytime zero is an exponent, right, anything to the power of zero is 1. Okay, a cannot equal 0 because of 0 to the 0 power is undefined. Okay, when it comes to negative exponents, okay, we can rewrite them to make them positive by just putting it as a fraction. So we would make it positive and put it 1 over whatever we were given. So if we were given x to the negative 2, we would rewrite that as 1 over x squared. Okay, just to give you guys a little preview. Okay, so this is what it's explaining here. So a positive and a negative, okay, they are reciprocals of each other. So if we multiply them, anytime there's reciprocals, if you multiply them together, you should get 1. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these. It says, what's the value of each function when x equals 0? So the first thing you guys are going to do is just plug in 0 for x. Y equals 20 times 3 to the 0 power. Okay, we know that becomes y equals 20 times 1, which is y equals 20. Okay, the same thing. We're just plugging 0 in for x and solving. So y equals 200 times 2 to the 0 power. Y equals 200. 2 to the 0 power is 1. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. So y equals 200. Okay, next one, y equals 2 times a half to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. So we have y equals 2 times 1, so y equals 2. Last one, we have y equals 25 to the x power. Plugging in 0, anything, no matter how big, no matter how small, anything to the power of 0, y equals 1. Okay, let's move on to the next piece. Okay, we're given negative exponents and it wants us to write each expression as a simple fraction or an integer. Integer just meaning a whole number. Okay, so with 3, I have negative 2 as my exponent. Okay, so I'm going to write 3 squared on the bottom and just put it over 1. Okay, but we can still simplify this. 3 squared is 9. And we just bring the 1. This would be our simplified answer. Okay, the next one, we have negative 2 to the negative third power. So again, we have negative 2 to the third power. When we put it on the bottom, we're only making the exponent positive, not the whole thing. Okay, so then I put it over 1. Negative 2 cubed is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. And if you say 8, you're not wrong, but it's negative 8. Negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. Negative 8. Okay, negative 8 on the bottom over 1. Okay, that would be our answer. Okay, the next one, it's already a fraction, right? It's 1 over 2 to the negative 3. So remember when we talked about reciprocals, right? This is written as that. So if we have it written like that, we're going to just change it. We're going to do the reciprocal of it. So in number 2, okay, I'm going to show you. So if we have 1 over 2 to the negative third power, I can write 1 over 1 to the 2 third, like I did before. All I did was I kept that because we were given that, right? And if it was like this one, I would just change that to this, okay? So now I have 1 divided by that. And the way we could solve this, this looks tricky, but it's 1 divided by, so we're going to go keep. So we keep 1, change the sign from divide to multiply, and we're going to flip this. So instead of 1 over 2 to the third, we're going to have 2 to the third over 1. Okay, and we multiply straight across. So 1 times 2 to the third, right? 2 to the third is 8. So 1 times 8 is 8. Okay, over 1. Well, 8 over 1 is the same thing as 8. So 8 is our answer. Okay, the next one, we have 1/4 to the negative third. Again, we're going to write 1 over 1/4 to the positive third. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that, right? Change it to, instead of divide, to multiplication, and then instead of 1 over 4/3, let's see. Well, let me back that up. 1 divided by, before I do that, okay? 1 divided by, and I have 1/4 to the 3rd power. So that is saying when it's out like this, we have 1 to the 4th. This -3 applies to both. So when I write it, this 3 is going to apply to both. Okay, so it's going to be 1 over, 1 to the 3rd power is 1, 4 to the 3rd power, 4 times 4 is 16, 16 times 4 is 64. Okay, so now I can do the keep, change, flip. Okay, multiply straight across, and I get 64 over 1, which is 64. Okay, last 3 questions. Okay, rewrite each expression so that all exponents are positive. So we have 4y times x to the -3rd. Okay, so we're just changing what's negative. The -3 applies to the x, so we're going to keep 4y, and where x to the -3rd is, we're going to write 1 over x to the 3rd power. Okay, from there, I need to multiply. So I can rewrite this just as 4y over 1. This is the same thing as 4y, right? Times 1 over x to the 3rd. And multiply straight across. 4y times 1 is 4y over 1 times x to the 3rd is just x to the 3rd. My exponents are positive, so this in fact is my answer. Okay, this next one. Okay, we know that we're going to change 1 over 1. We keep the 1. X to the -4th becomes 1 to the x to the 4th. Keep, change, flip. Multiply straight across, we have x to the 4th over 1, which is just x to the 4th. Positive, so that's our answer. Last one, okay? So I'm keeping the positive one, so I have y to the 3rd down here. X to the -2nd power. I can rewrite that to be positive by writing 1 over x squared, okay? So we're going to keep the top, 1 divided by x squared, change the sign to multiply, and then instead of y to the 3rd, I'm going to write 1 over y to the 3rd. Okay, it's the rule, keep, change, flip. You multiply straight across, 1 times 1 is 1. X squared times y to the 3rd is x squared y to the 3rd, just like this. Okay, and there you have it. That would be your answer, and you are done. Remember to pause the video, play it as many times as you need, and email me with any questions.